Yeah. What's going on, everybody? This is Architect 7, and this is Friday Night Live. Tonight, we got UG on the interview right next to me right now. I got my man Dialect 718. What's good?
What's up? What's up?
We got Diva Views.
Good evening to all.
And my man, last but not least, David Simonism.
Yo. No. I don't know what I want to say. I'm so hyped about tonight.
Yeah,
it's a big one, man. It's a big one, man. And there's Don Juan the Mac. What's going on, Don Juan?
Glad to be here. It's a big one for us, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. This is gonna be a good night, man. I'm looking forward to it. So, how was everybody's week?
It was great, man.
It was long.
Yeah, it was a long week for me too, man. I honestly, I didn't get out too much. I was in the crib most of the week, man, doing this telework thing, man.
You know what? A Friday's a Friday to me. I don't care if I didn't do anything all day or not. It's still Friday.
Yeah.
This guy. Yeah, it was a long week for me too, man. Who's giving the feedback? What we got? We got the
album anniversaries popping off right now. Yeah, so first album we got is celebrating the anniversary. Bone Thugs and Harmony released their debut album, Creeping on the Come Up, on Ruthless Records. So this is like when we all got introduced to the sound of Bone Thugs and Harmony, Thuggish, Ruggish, Bone, First of the Month, all those classic joints. How you guys feel about this group, man?
I didn't listen too much to the Bone Thug. To be honest, we got UG checking in.
Okay.
You know, Bone Thugs and Harmony. I enjoyed coming out of the Buckeye State, Ohio. So
yeah, that's my hometown peeps right there, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Bone. I forgot their names. Busy Bone. The whole crew. Yeah. No doubt.
Before you move on, I just wanted to say that's one of the most original crews in hip hop, man. Original flow, original style.
Absolutely.
You know, hard to imitate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's lacking in hip hop today. Dialect. I mean, where's their originality?
I don't know, man. It left when everybody started putting Lils and Youngs in front of their names.
Yeah, we gotta ask UG that. I know UG know where the originality went.
Yeah. The next album I have is Eric B and Rakim. I believe this was their fourth album, Don't Sweat the Technique.
Wow.
Yeah, man. This if I'm not mistaken, this album should be like 28 years old this week. You know, classic joint. The classic joint off of this joint was, of course, Don't Sweat the Technique. And I don't know if you guys remember what up and coming producer / MC was in that video for Don't Sweat the Technique. Anybody want to take a guess?
No.
Playing the bass. That was Wyclef Jean was in that video.
You're kidding.
Young
Okay.
Wyclef Jean, yeah. So next album we got celebrating the anniversary, the 6th album from Gangstar, The Owners.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Gangstar. Which one was on it? What was the album? What was the hit on this one?
Hey, I'm working with UG right now to bring him into the green room. I'll be back.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. What was the hit on this album? This wasn't the one with Manifest, was it?
Nah, B. This one came out, I think, like in the 2000s.
What was the hit on it? What was the big one on that?
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna say Royalty.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the joints. I mean, I could be mistaken. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? I kind of fell off of hip hop for a bit, but you know, I know if it's Gangstar, it had to be a classic.
Well, yeah.
This album right here, man, was the second album from Grand Puba. From Brand Nubian's fame. You know what I'm saying? So Dave, you remember any joints off of this?
Hold on one second. Oh yes. First batter up, pitch, it's a curve. Second batter up because the first got served. What was that? 360.
That was the first album. This is his second album right here.
Oh no, I don't remember any hits off of this.
Yeah, the joint he had on this was I Like It, and he had a little of this, a little of that.
Oh, I Lie. No.
Yeah, the joint where he sampled El DeBarge in them.
Okay.
Yeah. And this album right here celebrates an anniversary.
There you go.
Debut album from Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt.
The winner of a recent battle, as I recall.
No, it was a tie, or you lost.
Whatever story you need to tell yourself at night to sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't Emory Jones come out with this and said something about why this was a? I thought it was a recent conversation on the Reasonable Doubt. 24 years, right? Is that what we're talking about? 24 years for Reasonable Doubt. I thought Emory Jones had a
24 years, man.
Yeah,
man. Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay-Z.
Oh, no doubt.
Word. So I'm gonna just run down the next albums. The next joint we got is Pete Rock, All Sold Out. Pete Rock and CL Smooth. You remember this joint, David Simon?
Is that Mecca and the Soul Brothers?
Yeah, Mecca and the Soul Brother, and the solo joint from Pete Rock, the creator. This was actually their first album they put out.
Okay, that's a good one. That's one. That's Straighten It Out. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the second joint.
Oh, that's the second album.
This is the first album. Yeah, the second one was with They Reminisce Over You, Straighten Out, Lots of Love. And the final album I have right now is Pharoah Monch's second solo album, Desire.
Who was he with before?
He was one of the members of Organized Confusion.
Okay. Yes. I am down with Pharoah Monch because of his Simon Says song. Is that on this album, Desire?
Nah, that was on his first solo album. But funny story about Simon Says, that album almost bankrupted him because Rawkus didn't want to clear that sample from Godzilla. The beginning with the and they said they only Godzilla only charged them like $40,000, and Rawkus didn't want to pay the money. So after a while, they had to wind up paying them millions of dollars later on when the song became a success. So it was his biggest hit that he never really got to get credit off of.
Wow.
Forget credit. Did he get paid off of it? That's the question. $40,000 sound like the entire budget. Rawkus?
Words. Let me jump into hip hop birthdays real quick. You know what I'm saying? We got UG in the green room. So first birthday, Apollo Brown, producer out of the DMV.
Remind me the DMV again. What is that for?
My bad. That's DC,
Delaware.
Maryland.
Is it DC, Maryland, Virginia?
Yeah, correct. Next person celebrating a birthday, the late Camo Teo. You guys probably don't know him. He's a Def Jux artist. He was signed to LP's label. LP from 1/2 of Run the Jewels.
Yes, sir.
Next up, we got celebrating a birthday. We got Candyman, West Coast MC. His biggest song was Knocking Boots.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's from back in the day. Let me test somebody. Let me test John's skills, man. Let me check Architect skill. Who's this right here?
Shit, I can't even tell, man.
Yeah, this is Charlie Tuna from Jurassic.
Oh, yeah, okay. And I can see that the angle didn't show me, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Hey, John, what's with your mic?
Yeah, next up we got Corey Guns celebrating a birthday. Turned 33 this week. All right. Architect, let me test you again. You know who this is right here?
That's a dude from Artifacts.
Yeah, Elder Sensei.
Sensei, there you go.
Yeah. This right here, Just Ice, celebrating.
Oh, man. That album right there.
Yeah, that was a classic joint, man.
For sure.
Going way back. That was one of my favorite old school joints, man. Shout out to Just Ice.
Yeah, you know what made me love Just Ice? Just last year was the Wu-Tang Saga, and Ice RZA and said, "What's today's mathematics?" Funny.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out to Just Ice. Then we got Bad Boy and Harlem World crew member Loon celebrating a birthday. You know, Loon is I think he's locked up.
Another
right
one
now.
that disappeared on Diddy's album.
Yeah. Shout out to Loon. Rockefeller member celebrates a birthday. Memphis Bleak. And legendary hip hop producer turns 50. DJ Pete Rock, one half of Pete Rock and CL Smooth, cousin of the late Heavy D.
He was supposed to follow up. He should have been first, right after the CL Smooth Pete Rock album.
Mm-hmm. Next up, young cat man, Sage the Gemini celebrates a birthday.
Don't know him.
This cat right here is a hip hop legend from Philly, Schoolie D.
Oh yes, love Schoolie D.
Of course.
Last but not least, one of Diva's new favorite artists. You know who this is, right?
Know the product.
Yeah, she had a birthday this week.
The Latina rapper. We got to show love to the diversity of the hip hop citizens.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody celebrating a birthday. And
Yeah.
I think we got an MC celebrating a birthday tomorrow. Got him waiting in the green room. About to bring him on to the broadcast. Welcome UG from the Cella Dwellas.
What's going on?
Y'all can't hear nothing, fam. I don't know what happened. I just heard y'all for a minute. I can't hear nada. Let me make sure
Hearing
my phone bugging out.
We got audio.
Nah, we all the way up. Hold on.
Yo, I cannot hear y'all at all, fam.
Yeah, you might want to log out and log back in. You can try that.
I'm not bugging. Mic is on right. Everything is on right.
Can't hear him.
Nothing.
Yeah, UG. You might want to log out and log back in. Yeah, UG. You probably need to log out and log back in. Give that a try.
UG,
Yeah, I can't
can you hear me? UG, my dude.
Yeah, you can.
Yo, UG, you might
I
want to
got
log
you.
out and log back in. Yes.
There
Here
you
we
go. Yeah, so we're gonna wait for UG to get everything situated.
We getting that popping shit again.
Yeah, I mean,
That's you, man. I promise you.
let me try. Yeah, let me try something. You know, the only thing that I think we're doing differently is this. So here we go.
Diva went incognito.
There you go.
Well, I'm trying to drop to the green room and enjoy some punch while you guys talk to Mr. UG.
Yeah. So I think I know what the issue was, man. I think it was like the first time we got I tried to bring in the instrumentals underneath, and that's the only thing we've been doing differently. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna take that out and wait for UG to get back on the call. So I know all of y'all looking forward to this interview.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Sherry.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the UG. I was having some problems in my ear too, but so I'm glad to know we got that worked out live.
We figured it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a pretty much an NPR style interview. You know what I'm saying? 100% talk. You know, I would beatbox in the background, but sound a little trashy. You know what I'm saying?
I was never a good man for the instrumental in the first place. I'll be honest with you.
What's that?
I'm not a man for the instrumental.
Yeah. You know, especially since you got YouTube and all these social media platforms acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? Flagging every little thing you did. You know, they'd be like, that 1/2 a second you sample from Sesame Street, man. You gotta block your video for that. You know?
Exactly. I like the when it gets quiet, that means somebody has to talk. The music can hide the dead air.
Yeah. Architect, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm waiting on UG to pop in, man.
Sometimes you gotta log out and log back in. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do that. You know?
Yeah, man. Technology is your friend and your enemy, all in the same.
Yeah.
If he doesn't come back, that would be a great show.
Nah, he's gonna come back in.
All right.
Yeah, shout out to the platform that we're using. You know what I'm saying? They just came through with the dope updates. You know what I'm saying? Which enabled us to have a impromptu show at 9:00 featuring Architect 7 and DJ Rags.
Yeah, man. Went pretty good, man.
Yeah, man.
Feeling it, man.
So does this mean that the Bash Brothers is still on for Tuesday?
I'm hoping so. We'll see what goes on. I know we lined up to be pinch hitters if we got to. So you know how that goes.
Correct, man. Yeah, man. Just reach out to UG and let them know. Just hit that
Yeah.
link again and we'll be ready.
Checking on him right now.
Yeah, man. So it's been up with you, Mr. Simonism.
You know me, working like a slave.
Hey,
Oh, come on, man. You got yourself in trouble for that last week, man.
Bad timing.
I'm just keeping it real. You know how we do.
David,
Shout out to Black Mav, which I noticed there's no C in the Black Mav, which make it Blake Mav, but who am I?
Good point. Yo, Dave, man, on Juneteenth,
Yes.
you asked the guests. If
Yes.
your granddaddy whipped slaves.
Yes.
back in the green room, I think.
Yeah, UG is here.
Nothing's free in this world dialect. Nothing's free.
What's up, UG?
Church.
There.
Yo,
What's going on? Ouch.
trying to log in, man. Sorry, bro.
Ouch.
Trying to get my camera right in here and log in. I mean, what's good, everybody?
Chilling, man. How you doing, man?
There we go. I'm blessed, man. I can't complain about nothing at all. What's good with y'all?
Peace,
Chilling,
my brother. Peace.
yeah, glad to have you.
Salute.
Man.
Nah, I'm it's a privilege for me to be on the show, man. I'm honored to be on here. How's everybody doing, man, through all this madness?
We're chilling, man. So it's good to have another South Shore Viking up in here.
Yes, sir. You know what it is. You know the Vikings,
yeah,
purple and gold. You know how we do it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I went to South Shore, man.
Actually,
96.
Nah, you with me, bro.
Yeah.
no, I was saying the colors for the South Shore High School team is the actual colors for the Vikings, Minnesota Vikings.
Correct.
Yeah, for Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota joints, yo. Correct the moon, though.
Okay, can we get into it, Mr. UG?
Let's do it, Brody. I'm here, man.
Okay,
I'm
sir.
Man. What we doing?
First question: what made you cut your hair?
Yo, I actually went through like a transition. I've been through a lot of things when I had my dreads. I went through a lot, and I kind of wanted a fresh start on life. Period. You know what I mean? I went through a lot of struggle, a lot of heartache, a lot of things with that. So I said, let me start fresh, new mind state, new elevation.
Are you still in Brooklyn?
Yeah. I'm in East York.
Okay.
Okay.
And you always
Plus,
been in New York?
I was in Canarsie.
Okay.
First, I lived in Marcy first.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Canarsie, and then from Canarsie, I bounced around. I'm in East New York now. Plus, I sleep better without my dreads, man. Before, my dreads was all in my food, in my mouth, and all over the place. Now I sleep like a baby.
That's what's up.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
But during this pandemic, were you able to? Were you growing your hair out, or were you able to keep it a baldy? And who cuts it?
Well, I've been cutting my hair since I was like 17, so I'm my own barber. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Had a bad experience with a barber. I said never again. Figured out how to cut my own hair, line my own joint up, and I ain't been to a barber since I was 17. Family.
Wow.
Okay. At what age did you get the deal?
Oh, I think I was like 20. No, maybe like 20, 22, around that area.
Okay. And shout out to Phantasm.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
You guys,
my right hand man, and
you guys still staying in contact?
me and Fan got beef, man. Me and Fan stay. We still talk. I just me and Nick Wiz just finished the EP. I just put him on this record called Kill Switch. Me, Fan, Rusty Jokes, Shabam Sadiq, Skanks and Rap Mortar, Born Unique, my man the Medicine, Deviates Christ.
All right. That's what's up, man.
We working.
Does
It's done.
UG stand for underground?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
What?
sir. Yep, no doubt. No
I
doubt.
never knew that.
You know what I mean?
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, man.
So,
Wow.
yeah, I was gonna say, I know you got your start in hip hop in the Lyricist Lounge. So, for our listeners
Yes,
that's not
sir.
familiar with the Lyricist Lounge, can you let them know what that is?
Well, the Lyricist Lounge is an open mic venue that allow artists to display their talents everybody came to the Lyricist Lounge. That was somebody.
Okay.
If it wasn't for them, it would be no Cella Dwellas. Shout out to Anthony Marshall and Danny Castro
Okay.
for giving us our shot at the Lyricist Lounge. Facts.
Yo, we got a viewer question. It was from Brian
Yes, sir.
Ragged. It's what was it like the first time you heard the beat for Perfect Match? Was it in the studio or was it in a
Oh,
beat tape?
nah. That was in the studio because we was already, I think, recording Realms in Reality. And Nick Wiz, salute to Nick Wiz. What up, Brody? Nick Wiz played that record. He was like, yeah, we need that. We need that immediately. And then he had he had his homegirl sing on top of it, and yeah, it was a Reynolds rap after that. We knew that was like a dope record. That was like a record for us, you know what I mean? So as soon as we heard that beat, we jumped on top of that.
So how long you been rocking with Nick Wiz? It seems you do a lot of work with Nick.
Oh man, since the beginning, we've been rocking with Nick Wiz since Ant and Danny was they was doing these things called Underground Airplay with Mark Echo Unlimited. They were releasing these Underground Airplay joints, and they used to use Nick Wiz studio to record the Underground Airplay records, and once we started hearing his stuff, we was recording Firehouse one day, and he came through again and played him. We got a him, and it was like from there, it was sucker test. We just connected, and ever since then, we've been family since then. Shout out to Nick Wiz, man. Dope producer, man. Been with us through the whole journey. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you still friends with Steve Rifkin?
Yeah, we just did the Loud Records the reunion at Radio City Music Hall, man. Riff is cool. You know what I mean? I had to punch him up in his chest or stomach. You know what I mean? Because Loud treated us a little funny, so I just punch him up all in his fat belly and let him know. But we still cool. You know what I mean? I know Steve was young in the game and was all over the place, and they didn't know really how to market us at that point. You know what I mean? And Steve is people's, man. Like at the end of the day, we spoke. You know what I mean? And we settled a lot of things, man. So we all grown up and old, and we settled. So we cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember Loud having that, like, that monster roster. They had Wu-Tang Clan, the Licks, MOP.
Oh, they had a mean roster, mean.
Yeah, it was one of the illest.
Yeah, when you talk about Loud, let me throw my hoodie on. Hold on, bro.
No problem.
Let me throw my hoodie on when you talk about Loud, man. I mean, yeah, because that roster was a dream roster for us. That was a dream team roster. I can't even lie to you. With everybody on there, it was just so much talent on that label. That label was crazy, man. Crazy.
Well, when Pun first did his album, there was a slew of features on it. Why your album? Why Cella Dwellas' album didn't receive the same treatment?
Well, you know what? Like I said, we came with a style that was so different and intricate, and they never really heard that before. That they didn't know how to market it. We know what to do. We knew how to market it, but they just didn't know. And at that time up in Loud, there was so many fans that was inside the office instead of workers that they got caught up. You had Mobb Deep fans, you had Wu-Tang fans. So we got lost in that shuffle. But everybody at that label showed us all kinds of respect because we did something that was totally different from that whatever was on that whole roster. You know what I mean? So we got caught up in that whirlwind. You know what I mean? Which was it was good for me because me and Finn felt that our talents was dope enough where we didn't need any of the big names. We wanted to try to grind and scrape on our own. And even though it seemed like we didn't sell a lot of units, we gained a lot of respect and a lot of fans and stuff as far as touring because, to be honest with you, our style made us sort of like a black sheep on that label because they just didn't know what to do with us. You know what I mean? So it made me and fans stronger. And the first album we tried not to do any features because we were sort of young to the industry and was like, nah, we doing it on our own. Freshman album, we don't want nobody on nothing. So nobody can say, oh, who helped you? Or only reason this record got played was because the Spectre Deck was on it or Pun was on it. We was like, nah, they gonna play us for us. Then the second album, we kind of got wise to like, oh, okay, we see what type of game this is. So that's when we got the Inspector Decks and the large pro producing, the organized confusion on records. You know what I mean? So we started getting hip to the game. So the first album was just our basic freshman mentality to the game.
Okay, I understand that completely.
Yeah, in the second album, I noticed the name of that was The Last Shall Be First. So was that like a message to Loud Records?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it was. It was a message actually to the industry, period, because we felt, like I said, we felt that our style was kind of neglected up there, but respected wherever we went. They was loving it, but Loud just couldn't. Steve at that point was just he was like a surfer that just was on coke, that just was like, oh, let's just do this and do. He didn't really know. So when we were trying to tell him, look, let's hit college radio, they loving it, because at that time when the Dungeons and Dragons things that we was doing was out, he didn't know that up at like white colleges, they were actually playing that game for real in abandoned houses. Like kids was getting hurt and killed from traps and all that. So he didn't know how to market it to them when we was telling him. He just was so stuck on Wu and everybody else. He missed the boat on that, where we could have capitalized on all that as even right now, like The Hobbit and all these movies that's like that, we could have capitalized, but he didn't see that vision. We kind of was ahead of our time. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So speaking of Wu, real quick, did you see the Wu-Tang Saga? Did you see the portrayal of Steve Rifkin? Is it actual?
It's actual and some of it is fabricated, but yeah, for the most part, it was like that. It was like that. You know what I mean? It was like that. The sagas was dope, man. The sagas are dope. I'm not gonna lie, sagas dope. And as far as the Wu, those are sort of our uncles. Like we got inspiration from them. Like we toured with them. Like we toured mostly with Meth, Ray, and Ghost. Like we toured with them as a whole. But once everybody started doing their solo albums, they put us on tour. Ray, when he dropped his album, and Ghost was with him, and Meth used to see us, and Dirty used to say what up. Like Jizza, RZA, and maybe you God, we didn't really see them too much, but everybody else, they treated us like little nephews. They held us down. It was beautiful, man. I got so many stories with them that's hilarious. It's crazy. I'm about to put out a documentary with the stories because we just had so much fun with them, and they just gave us so much energy to continue to do what we was doing and not stray from what we was doing, because they respected it and it was dope. And that's what I love about the Wu, man. So let's shout out to Wu. You know what I mean?
Hey, UG. So another viewer question. What MC?
I couldn't hear you, fam. You dropped out. Okay, I hear you now.
What MCs? Who inspired you as far as MCs in the craft?
Now, fam, you're going in and out. I can't even hear what you.
Yeah, he said. He said, "Who? What?"
You gotta ask that question again. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, he said, "What MCs inspired you?"
Let me turn. So,
are you freezing, Mr. UG? I think he's frozen.
Hold 1 second. You bring him out and bring him back in.
Yeah, things are going too good.
There we go. Okay, you back on, UG?
Hold on, bro.
Oh, sorry for the technical difficulty with the professional MC UG, hailing from Brooklyn, New York, East New York.
Yeah, East Flatbush originally. I mean, Canarsie, he said.
Yes. Well, we still haven't figured out what is East Flatbush and what is Canarsie. He has to tell us the line, where the difference in the line. But keep the questions coming in.
Yeah,
I'd like to thank Architect for reminding us to get those questions out there.
Hey, Architect, can you reach out to him and tell him to log out and log back in? There he goes. Yeah, so Yeah, that was good, man. Getting that insight into like Loud Records.
Yes, it's time to take him back to the past. Really, the past is coming up as a youth.
And that's why we created the show, and to like, give people a blast from the past, you know what I'm saying? Bring artists on to talk about hip hop from back in the day. Okay, we got
And somebody that's still doing it from back in the day that's relevant and willing to meet with us is fantastic.
Yeah. So we got UG back on. Yeah, UG, what's up, man?
Yo,
We're
I can hear you. I don't know what's going on to hear that last question.
So we were wondering what MCs, one of our viewers asked, what MCs inspired you?
Hold on. I'm so hold on. You said what is
Yeah, UG
inspired me to like that, to do that stuff. Basically yo the MCs that inspired me, well, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. My uncle was a rapper back in the days, like in Marcy. He used to rap and do like Marcy Day and block parties like that, and then like Treacherous 3 and Cold Crush used to come through and rock in the park. So I actually saw them hooking the equipment up to the lamp post to get electricity and all that good stuff. So it was them, and then after a while, to be honest with you, it's like Kane and G-Rap, Slick Rick with the storytelling and stuff like that. So I used to listen to the old school and try to emulate that. Like I said, like Treacherous 3, Flash and the Furious 5. I used to try to emulate that stuff, you know what I mean, back in the days. And that kind of just inspired me to entertainment, period. You know what I mean?
Do you miss the storytelling in rap?
And then just listening to like my moms and pops back. Hold on, bro. Like you going in and out. Maybe I should take these. I don't know if it's these headphones or I don't know what's going on. But you know what I mean? I don't know. I can't. When you ask a question, it's dipping in and out.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
Second,
Okay. I think we were cursed. Black Math put the jig.
This is hard.
No.
Like this. Hold on, fam. Let me.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, so man. I mean, everything is in and out, man. I don't know what's going on, man, but everything is in and out. I can't even hear you now, man. I might have to sign out and sign back in.
Yeah,
I don't know.
sign out, sign back
Hold
in.
on 1 second, family.
No problem.
Thank you, Mr. UG, everybody.
Okay, cool. I got you.
Okay.
No doubt.
Yeah, we're gonna get this straightened out. We're gonna get this straightened out, man. This is too much hip hop history here to pass up, man.
Yes, not one Teddy Riley joke from the peanut gallery. You understand me? I'll shut this whole thing down.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see no producers back here doing the running man and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. And if anybody's baby face, it's me.
Yeah, let's do shout outs, man. We got DJ Rags in the chat room.
Okay.
Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Freddie. That looks like that's a new listener right there, man.
Gutierrez, what's up, man?
To Freddie, man?
Yo, he's from Colombia, man. He's been a lot lately.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Freddie, man. We got UG in the green room. Bring him back on.
Can you hear us now, sir?
I can hear y'all just choppy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everything is moving choppy, man. I don't know what it is over here, man.
Oh, you're on a cell phone.
Yeah, I'm on the celly. Should I jump on a laptop and make it easier?
Yes, I think that'll work. You know, you could email you
no
the
doubt. Let me do that.
All right, cool.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and speaking of links, man, yo, we need somebody to pin the link.
Yeah.
In the comment section, man, so we can get people to call in, man.
You know what, Dialect? The links are already there. That's right. I'm glad you mentioned that, Dialect. Look at if you're on Facebook, hit the pin button. The link is there. If you're on Periscope, YouTube, no matter your social media, the link is there. Call in, take a live questions from UG. A lot of history here.
You know, I think it is. You know, we live in a world where people are like, you know, I guess us included, everybody's really dependent on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's good to go back to that old computer, man.
Hey, what was Fred using? He was using a laptop, wasn't he?
An IT professional, I'm telling you, hardwire. Right, Juan?
Yeah. You know, like, you know, people FaceTime, but they don't understand like live streaming with this many people, you know, sometimes it's not like the same type of FaceTime technology. You know what I'm saying? You need something a little stronger.
Oh yeah.
Well, we'd like to give a shout out to StreamYard because they mentioned in an article that was sent out that they're going to be providing more power and sound quality to cell phones and Android devices like pads and things like that. So we're looking for future phone calls from you guys because the sound quality will be spectacular according to StreamYard.
Yeah, and shout out to Architect 7 and DJ Rags. They tested it today. Architect was able to host the show on his iPad Pro.
Okay.
With a live DJ.
Go DJ, go.
Yeah, show was a huge hit, man.
Absolutely. Hey, great questions, by the way, man. I'm just blown away by our guest, UG of the Cella Dwellas, live on all social media, Hiphopcitizen Livestream.
Yeah.
And he's a 90s rapper, but he's still relevant. He's still making music. Just recently put out tracks.
Hey,
and also it's like it's good because, you know, growing up when we were growing up and listening to hip hop in the early 90s, there was no social medias. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't have a window, an avenue to look into what was going on behind the scenes. So it's good to like sit down with these cats that came out during that time and just get to hear some stories and get to hear like the going on behind the scenes of some of these big record labels.
Absolutely. With Steve Rifkin, come on. You know what I'm saying? You learned something about loud records. Come on. It's hip-hop.
What's up?
What's up, Rag?
Chilling. Hey, you guys got to let this guy finish this interview. I love this stuff. He is so real.
Yeah.
It's not up to us. It's a technological thing here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
do you have any questions that you would like to ask Mr. UG?
Yeah, I'd like him. I just from a basic question, I'd like to ask him, does he remember the first rap he ever wrote? And was it any good?
Okay, we'll bring that up when he comes back.
I definitely want to go back to his past, and that will be a question of his history.
Yeah. I mean, he's talking about OGs where he had to plug in the lights into a light post. Like that's the essence right there. You guys got a true legend right there. That's awesome.
You know, one of the things that impressed me was to talk about Echo. I remember Echo Unlimited. I remember Mark Echo when they used to push the t-shirts with the mixtape. Remember the cassette tapes? Oh yeah, man, this is a gem right here.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm just gonna tune in and watch. But yeah, just ask him if he knows his first rap. I'd love to hear it, like if he knows it.
Okay, remember the
wow, that was great.
I just emailed him the link. It looks like he's hardwiring in. So he should be here. He should be back in a moment. We're sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. But this is a must-do interview. Everybody must see this.
Thank you, DJ Rags.
Thanks, Rags.
All right, he said he's about to get on now.
Okay, that's what's up.
Let's hope and pray this goes without a hitch.
Hey, you know, back to the session this evening, man. It was a good time, and I think you guys can expect a little more impromptu live sessions here in the future as well. We're gonna keep it busy.
Yes, so you gotta subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta hit that subscribe button. Diva, let them know that we're having live entertainment, live broadcasts is happening all week long, and we're just getting started.
Yes, sir. So as we await UG, we'll see how this goes, man. Hopefully the technology will hold up. This is what I keep telling the guys, man. Technology is finicky like that. It's good 1 minute and it'll shit on you the next.
Like I said, man, I'm like a kid in a hip hop candy store right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is the first time dialect has actually been lively during an interview.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be, yeah, I got a genuine smile on my face now. You know what I'm saying?
For everybody that's watching, we had the discussion during our team meeting, and I knew right away. I said, "This is right up Dialect's alley." So I figured I'd play it back, and David Simonism got the good interview skills. So I decided to play it back on this one because this is Dialect's lane. So
And not only that, we got two Brooklyn homies right here. So you know what I'm saying? We got Brooklyn in the house. So this is a good one here.
And no insult to anybody that's been interviewed in the past. The Dialect didn't have the time for.
There he is.
UG.
What's up, UG?
Is his mic on? Oh no, what's up with the mic?
Yeah, UG, check your mic. Check your mic. I think he has to get the.
You might have to check it on settings.
Yeah, you might have to check your mic.
Why don't you bring it up on the screen so he'll know where to go and check? Mike and Cam and Mike.
Yeah. I mean, you would see if it's muted. I don't see it's not muted. So
It's not muted, but it might not be coming out of the correct port.
Yeah, he's getting the headphones on right now.
Man, I didn't.
Was that?
And he's a gamer. I said we got all night. He's a gamer too, so he should know what's up.
Okay.
When
you say gamer, what do you mean? Like Fortnite?
Oh yeah, he's a gamer. He plays Call of Duties and all that shit.
Okay.
He be jumping online and wilding out.
Dialect, do you play video games?
What was the last video game? I used to play NBA Live, but I haven't played video games recently though.
Yes, exactly. Neither have I.
Yeah.
Maybe Madden 2017 was the last one.
Yeah, why are we not hearing the audio?
Yes. We got all night.
Yeah,
all night, UG. What
Yeah. To remind everyone, UG other Cella Dwellas live on Hiphopcitizen Livestream. Dialects 718, David Simonism, and UG.
I'm not sure what is Akim Cargable is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Orlando?
Yeah, that's UG. That's UG. Orlando Outlaw.
That's what is that? A tag?
I guess that's his name.
Really?
Yo.
Outlaw? Wow.
Yo.
Yeah. We hear you now. We hear you now.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. What up?
Right.
You know I'm a gamer, baby. You know I gotta hit them settings and turn them things on. Yes,
I knew. I told him you was hip.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's my real name, Orlando Outlaw. Loud told me if I changed my name from to Orlando Outlaw and fan change his name, they would give us $2,000. But I just was like, I'm just going with man. But now I'm using that tag. I'm using the Orlando Outlaw now. It's my alias. That's it.
Okay.
Very. Related to Bo Outlaw?
I used to get a lot of girls with that last name, Outlaw. I was cool in school.
Are you related to Bo Outlaw?
Yeah, the basketball player. That's my not only bullshit. Nah, I'm not. Nah. I might be though down the line. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might be.
Well, let me take you back to the history because I seen on the interview that you started out as a dancer.
Yeah, me, Mop Tops, Stretch.
Yeah.
All the Mop Tops, Joe. Yeah, I used to be a dancer. I used to do videos. I used to be, I used to dance to house music, which I still do, which I love house music. So I started off as a dancer, and I started dancing for this rapper named Gage, who's rapping now. He's a Christian rapper now, and the way I got down with him was I had a battle. He had put money up for me to battle some kid he knew, and I went and wipe the floor with him, and then he was like, "Yeah, you down with me? Let's." So we started doing shows, and one night he had a big show. Phantasm was there, but his name was Star Child, and him, Lord Have Mercy was there. It was a bunch of rappers there, and we was all in the limo one day, that night actually, and everybody was a cipher. Everybody was going around, and I'm heavy like comics and just stuff that's different. That was me. So I started putting that in raps, and I spit that in the limo, and they lost it. And fan was like, "Yo, you kind of nicer than the dude you dance for. You need to make it happen." So me and fan connected and started doing little music. I was working on a solo album, and Fan was working with a producer named Backspin at the time. So Fan was trying to get his producing chops in. So I said, "Yo, come produce my first solo album." So Fan and Lord Have Mercy used to come to the studio. We always learning production, and after a while, that's everybody. Around that time, people was putting out those 4-song demos at that point. So me and Fan did one record, and people heard it because we started performing at the Lyricist Lounge, and people heard the record. Was like, "Yo, y'all sound good together, man." Fan was like, "Yo, I'm doing my solo stuff." I was like, "I'm doing mine," but they was like, "Nah, y'all need to get together." We got together and started performing at the Lyricist Lounge, tore that down, and Cella Dwellas, we merged after that. And it's been crazy, it's been crazy ever since. So,
so you guys weren't connected in the Deceps?
Yeah, I was down with the Predacons and the Terracons. Rest in peace, Predacon. Yeah, I was down with the Decepticons. My name was Havoc back then. So yeah, I was a wild boy, man. Me, Rob, Steel, Tech. I've actually met Sean Price. Me and Fan had a show at some college out in like Boston or something, and Rock was there by himself, and we got off the bus or whatever the case. It was going to where they had us staying at, and we noticed that it was a crowd in the middle of the campus, and they was playing music, and we see some dude dancing in the middle of campus. We're like, "Yo, what the hell is going on over there?" We went over there with Rock. Rock was in there doing some wild dances, and I was like, "Yo, what you doing here?" He was like, "Yo, what you doing here?" Because remember, we was gang members, but we didn't know we both was rapping. And once we knew we both was rapping, I was like, "Yeah, I'm here doing a show." He's like, "Yo, I'm here doing a show," and that was it after that. You know what I mean? It was dope, man, and the relationship grew even more after that. Outside of being gangsters, it just grew on some music joint. And to be honest with you, I gave Helter Skelter that name.
Really?
If he was alive right now, he'd tell you that. Because he played me something, I was like, "Yo, that's Helter Skelter right there." And that's just what came out of my mouth. And lo and behold, if he was alive, he'd tell you that. Yeah, he'd tell you that.
This is the title of a Beatles song.
Right. But it was just so crazy. Like I heard, I was like, "Yo, it was a term like saying, "Yeah, that's dope." I was like, "Yo, that's Helter Skelter right there." Like, yeah, Pete was alive. I ain't got no reason alive. Pete was alive. He'd tell you that. Pete took it, and I guess that's how it became Helter Skelter. But we was good friends, man. Good friends. Me, Shield. Yeah, we always got, we Decepticons together. So it's just funny how it went from us beating people up to us rapping together and touring.
How Cella Dwellas don't end up with Drew Ha and Buckshot?
Let me tell you why. We wanted to. We was gonna get signed to Raucus. We was gonna leave Loud and go to Raucus because Raucus kind of took that spot, and that's the company we want to be in because they more was catering to the underground hip hop at that time, but they didn't want, Steve and them ain't want to let us go. I mean, Scott Free and them was like, "Nah, blah 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 blah." But we could have popped up on Duck Down, but Loud just wasn't having that. I'm saying they didn't want to let us go, so we wound up signing to Dante Ross's label, which was Stimulated Loud, and that's how that happened. But it's Loud just it was a wild experience, man. But it kind of made me and fans stronger because we was like, we persevered through all of that, and Loud was just a bug experience, man. Like I loved my label mates, but the machine was just a couple of cogs was off.
Yeah, I know that first album that y'all put out was called Realms and Reality. And what I liked about it, it was able to bridge the gap between like the kind of mainstream rap and the underground rap. So you had
Right.
Reality, which was like, you know, the everyday radio shit. Then you
Perfect match and stuff
yeah,
like that. Right.
which was underground. Like which one did you guys like to create more? The Realms or the Reality raps?
Well, to be honest with you, I was the one that kind of brought the Realms to Fan. You know,
Okay.
Fan was he was inspired more by Special Ed, stuff like that. I mean, I was inspired by the old schoolers, but I was more of a reader. And I actually was playing Dungeons and Dragons with the DM character sheets, the DM board, and the 6-sided dice, 20-sided dice. But I actually was playing it. So I started incorporating that in my rhymes. And when I brought that to Fan and Lord Have Mercy More, they was like, oh, shit, like, this shit's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So for me, be honest with you, I like both sides, but I like the mystic side more because that was just taking more thought process of trying to paint those pictures, you know what I mean, that you see on the screen today, like Hobbit and you know what I mean, How to Train a Dragon, you know, all of those, you know what I mean, Game of Thrones, all of that. That was already in my mind already, and I was kind of mad at Steve because he didn't see that. He didn't see that far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit was ahead of his time. I remember when I saw Land of the Lost video and you came on and you said Dark Clouds form when I raised my staff in the air. It took me back to some He-Man shit. And you said lightning.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, yo, this is the illest shit I ever heard, man. So I thought if you guys had stuck with that, man, y'all could have probably been
you
like,
know what it was?
Shit, you know?
We wanted to, but the machine is the machine. Like, oh, that's dope, but let's put out Perfect Match. Let's put out We Got It Hand. Let's put out. We was like, no, if you do this right here, this is not even being done. Even, you know, I forgot the name of the guys that came out with the horrorcore was risen. Russell Simmons' nephew. Grave Diggers, and it was another group. But they wasn't doing Flatliners. They wasn't doing it like us. They just was talking some other, but they pulled pieces from it and tried to capitalize on it, but really couldn't do it. And that's why they like our label mates loved that so much because they was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's different. Like they was like, we can't really, but it's dope because y'all got your own lane. But if Steve Rifkin would have really zoomed in and said, yo, listen, we're gonna try to go for these cartoons, we would have been out of here. But being the machine is the machine, they gonna move whatever pieces they want, how they want it. Perfect Matches Radio, let's get that. Get you in college, you know. Land of the Lost is cool. Third Rail is cool. Realm 3 is cool. But we want it. So, you know, we were so young. We was like stuck. Like we didn't really know. All right, we got to go with the machine. But now that I know what I know now, it would have been a whole different everything. I mean, Harry Potter, Doctor Strange, all that. It'd have been crazy. You know what I mean?
Before the technical difficulty, I asked, do you miss the storytelling of hip hop?
Of course I do. That's a nice, that's substance. Just like Rick, children's stories, stuff like that. I miss the storytelling because it completes sort of like the cipher for me. Like you have your reality, you have storytelling, you have your radio joints, and it's just like a nice round pie when you could tell those stories like that. You know what I mean? I was big on that because that's what my mom was. My mom was, I was sort of trying to be a director, painting pictures for people to see. So when you hear stories like, you know, when you heard the mystic stuff, I was trying to paint those visions and pictures like that. So storytelling was key, was big for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, big. You know what I mean?
Well, there was a question from he wanted to know, do you remember the very first rap that you wrote?
The very first rap that I wrote was I wrote a rap about me being a vampire and just being hunted by hunters. That was my first rap. I can't remember it, but I remember what it was because I was so fascinated by fantasy and stuff like that. So my first rap was a rap about me being a vampire hunted by vampire hunters. That was my first rap. And then after that, it came Good Dwellers. That was my record by myself before before the Cella Dwellas was formed, and then I broke that off in half and told Fan to write some bars to it. So Good Dwellers was my record first.
So did you create the name Cella Dwellas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
So you own the name?
Yeah.
Wow.
Basically, we used to be in Lord Have Mercy Moore's basement, me, Fan, and Lord Have, and we used to be down there just rhyming, NBA Live. We was just down there listening to jazz because when I met them, I brought jazz to them, jazz samples to them. So we used to be down there just listening to samples and jazz because this was around the time we was working on my solo album. So Lord Have's basement where he rested at looked like a cellar. We always was down there. Sounds like
Cella Dwellas. Okay.
Yeah, another question.
Yeah.
I remember on Busta Rhymes' first album, I think it was Flip Mode meets Def Squad.
Def Squad.
And he shouted you out in that song. He said Rampage, the Last Boy Scout, Lord Have Mercy, and the Cella Dwellas. Were you guys like affiliated with Flip Mode Squad?
No, we was cool because Phantasm had linked Lord Have with Bus.
Okay. Because
we had a group called Realm 3 at the time before Flip Mode was even thought about with as far as us. It was me, Lord Have, and Fan. I had the Mystics, Fan was the Hypnotics, and Lord Have was the Robotics because of his voice. So we gave him the Robotics. So we said Realm 3. First, I had got Lord Have down with the Hit Squad first. So he was down with Dawson and first, and Redman and them first. And then Craig Mack did Failing Your Ear and said Funk Robotic and whatever, and Lord Have had a problem with that and was always trying to go at Craig Mack. So, Dawson was like, oh, we can't really deal with that. So Bustin' was asking about Lord, and Fan brought Lord to Flip Mode.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we just was around each other, and Bus respected us and salute to Busta Rhymes, and he just gave us that shout out, which is a dope look. You know what I mean? So that kind of made us say, okay, people are listening. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, so shout out to Flip Mode, shout out to Ramp and all of them, the Spliff, all of them.
Have you ever had the incident where can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Okay, the Jay-Z and DMX battle from way back in the days that appears now and then. Do you have a battle like that where you battle one of the top tier MCs or?
You want me to keep it honest with you?
Yes, sir.
They were scared of us. They were scared of us, bro.
Okay. I'm
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a little story. Every time we went on tour, the headliners wasn't going last. They was going first with us.
Okay.
First.
Respect.
Because me and Fan, no live stage performance, we was shutting shows. We was shutting shows down. Headliners wanted to go first. I kid you not, till this day, they don't want to go. They don't want to go behind us, and that's just a fact. No shots. It's just reality. When it came to that performance, because that's one thing that we said we wanted to make a statement with was, as long as you perform and people are captivated, they're gonna want to see you more, book you more, get you more. And me and Fan was going in there and King Kong situations for real.
Okay. So I know your first major appearance was on Master Ace's For the Mind.
Oh man, salute to Master Ace. That time with Master Ace and them kind of gave us an advantage. Shout out to Lord Digger too. He plugged us with that, and we met Lord Digger up at Stretch and Bobito. He was up there. He played. He had a demo, a tape full of beats. So we up there freestyling, and he put that tape in. And Land of the Lost came on. We was like, "Yo, listen. I don't know who got that beat, but they can't get it. We need that. We started going crazy off that. Then we linked up with Digger. Digger started working on the first album with us. Then, you know, we became like, it became a brotherhood. Then he started taking us to the studio with Ace. And we met Ace. Ace is like, yo, listen, we doing something tonight in the studio. We used to go in Firehouse Studios where everybody used to work in. He said, we doing something tonight. I was like, what? Me and Fam was like, what? Yo, we yeah, I need y'all on the album. He did For the Mind, because Ace was inspired by us. At one point, Ace was kind of getting onto the Mystics too. If you listen to For the Mind, you can hear him open up eyes and tell you what to see. Ease on down. You know, he started like, he started just getting the vibe, you know what I'm saying? And put us on that record, and it was family ever since. They invited us to the studio all the time. We was there. John Madden talking crazy, playing all night. You know what I mean? It was just dope, man. And shout out to Master Ace to this day. We still cool. I actually did a record with him, which is going to be a bonus on the Nick Wiz UGEP. We trying to decide if we want to do it, but he gave me a record. We did a record just, I mean, the Ace just did a record. But they always showed us super love. And it was crazy because Ace took me, after we started going to the studio, Ace took me to the studio, the Special Ed studio, matter of fact. It was on Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, right? So we sitting up in there. Q-Tip walks in. So I'm crazy on the low, like, and it's just me and Ace. I'm on the low, like, man, trying to request this walk in. Let me just be cool. Fold my arms. Let me chill out. They started talking, and this was all the time we was performing at the Living Slam. And Tip was like, I wonder who those Cella Dwellas kids signed to. Master Ace was like, that's one of them right there. He was like, what? And then from there, Tip showed us extra love. So it was good because we started seeing people were respecting the lane he was in. And ever since then, Tip showed us all kinds of love. We didn't have to see him and go, oh, Q-Tip. He saw Dwellas again, just showed us all kinds of love. So it was dope, man. It was really, really a dope time. You know what I mean? Dope.
So now we understand you were pretty much associated with every crew out there, the Juice Crew, Duck Down, Wu-Tang, everybody. Where did the Cella Dwellas go wrong, if I could be so bold and ask that question?
Right. We didn't go wrong. The label went wrong.
Okay.
We always were on top of our job. We always wanted to record. After the Stimulated Loud incident, we just got tired and said, yo, you know what? Enough is enough. Like, enough is enough. Like, they made us hate the game. Not hate the game, but hate the machine. And I was like, yo, you know what? We just we separated for a minute, came back, was going to record records, separated, came back, and then it just was like, you know what? I'm going to do my solo joint. Fan going to do his solo joint. So Loud actually kind of destroyed the Dwellers in a whole, to be honest with you. It wasn't me and Phantasm. It was the machine stopped functioning for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, completely understand. So now I got a question from the audience. They want to know, who are you listening to as music now?
Curtis Mayfield.
I hear that.
John Coltrane, Melodious Monk. I love house music. I'm into like classic soul. Right now, Pharoah Monch still, Rock Marciano, MF Doom. I kind of like the new guys too, to be honest with you. Like, I like the Baby. He gets busy. Rhapsody. My selection is kind of different, man. You know what I mean? That's basically it. I was big Jay, but as far as right now, I rock with the Baby. He's dope. Like, you know what I mean? Out of the so-called mumble rappers, he gets busy. Like, I'm the mumble rap thing is not a thing for me. Music always evolves. So music is music to me. You know what I mean? Like whatever lap it falls in, whatever creative space it falls in is music. Song prices in my playlist heavy, like to stay motivated. Sean P. Just my peers, to be honest with you. You know, like I said, with Rhapsody, the Baby now, J. Cole, Kendrick. That's really it, man. I try to stay classic for me because it just keeps me in the motivation of when music was really made. So that keeps me trying to make music. You know what I mean? That's basically it. I can't even lie to you, man. The Alias Christ. I'm picky, man. I'm very picky. You know what I mean? If it don't motivate me, I'm not really gonna listen to it. I ain't gonna be honest to you. I dance to it, but if it don't motivate me, to musically, I don't really listen to it. You know what I mean?
Big shout out to UG. Hi, Don Juan the Mac here. UG, how you doing, brother?
Don Juan, what up, baby? Salute.
Salute to you too. I just had to ask you. We've had this debate before. With today's hip hop, you mentioned some of the artists you listen to, Coltrane, some of the old school artists. I was shocked that you didn't mention any of the old school hip hop. Is there such thing as old school hip hop? And do you admire that era? And do New York rappers have a place in today's hip hop?
Well, basically, this is what I say. All of that old school hip hop and all of that title is irrelevant to me.
Okay.
Sting, all of old school rock acts, they still performing. You don't hear old school rock. You just hear rock and roll. New York hip hop definitely has a place in hip hop. It's just that what happened to us was we left the trail that we set and tried to start hopping on Southern or whatever because I guess we felt that. I mean, I say we. They feel that they can't get on radio or sell without doing that sort of music. You know what I mean? With the internet today, I just feel it's about creating traffic for yourself. And you don't have to be on the radio 100 million times to get shows and stuff like that. It's not really like that no more. Being with the internet is what it is. So New York hip hop just gotta stay on what we've been on, setting trends. And there ain't nothing wrong with experimenting and trying to mix whatever in with your joint. As long as you keep your personality who you want, you can rhyme on another beat and keep it New York. I don't have no problem with that at all. No problem with it.
So did you actually know Jay-Z when you were in Marcy?
Jay-Z used to go out with my sister.
Get out of here.
Okay.
And he used to live on the 6th floor over my grandmother, 534 Marcy Nostrand Avenue. He used to live on the 6th. Bleak used to live on the 2nd floor. My grandmother used to live on the 1st floor. We used to live in the next building. What's son's name?
Source Money.
Sauce used to live in the building under us, the floors under us. So me and Jay was cool. I used to play ball with Jay in the park behind my grandmother's building. And when the Big Apple tortoise was coming around, I used to bust Jay ass as a youngster.
Wow. So
you know what I mean?
Because
he might deny it because he on his bullshit now, but they to give Jay buck. But Jay was nice. Word up.
Malik is Bleak to anyone that's not.
Malik. Malik is Memphis Bleak. He used to live on the 2nd floor. Okay. Yeah.
So, what is your sister's name, if you don't mind me asking?
Her name is Montrese.
Montrese. Wow, beautiful name.
Yeah.
So
Jay used to rock with her before he was ha.
So if you see him, you guys are cool.
Yeah, me and Jay is cool. The last time I saw Jay, well, it was a while ago. We was in Atlanta. Me, Ray, Ghost, Andre 3000 was out there. This was a while ago. Total, the Brat. It was a new music seminar tour out there for music, and saw Jay. My manager's partner used to sell these transformer minivans. They used to transform like robots, and it was LJ. They was trying to get Jay to buy one. That's last time. Yo, we up here, but yeah, Jay is my bro, man. He, that's my man. That's my man. You know what I mean? Now, he know crazy. He might give me the, and I say, yo, listen, 530, and he be, oh yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But to me, he was always cool. I don't know how he was to everybody else, but you know what I mean? He showed love, man. So, you know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, me and Jay is cool.
So me and Dialect was having this conversation. We were trying to figure out, where does East Flatbush end and Canarsie begin?
Wow. Okay. Well, Canarsie begins on 58th and Farragut. From there, you go down to Notion and all that. That's East Flatbush.
Right.
Canarsie ends. No, let me not lie. Canarsie ends on 100 and maybe east 100 or 105th. Then going back down towards that way is East New York. I mean East Flatbush. But going towards more higher up numbers like 105th. That's East New York. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Flatbush is long. The Flatbush go all the way downtown, all the way. Flatbush is East Flatbush. Long. It's long. Flatbush is long.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I always thought East Flatbush ended at Flatlands because I grew up on 56th and
Avenue. Flatlands.
Yeah, I grew up on 56th and Avenue H, so I was like from the neighborhood.
Yeah,
so
you was with me. You was with me. I was on 58th and Farragut at one point. So you was by the corner store over there by 251.
That's my block.
Over there.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So we used to run all over there. I used to play ball in 251 all the time. We used to have tournaments in there. They still have tournaments in there. But Canarsie starts about maybe 79th and then going up. It's Canarsie. Yeah.
Did you guys ever
I used to live in Glenwood Projects too.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's right there.
Yeah.
So you grew up with Ill Bill was in there.
Well, I allowed Ill Bill and them to walk around it.
Okay.
Ill Bill and them was rock and rollers, long hair, walking around with drumsticks, twiddling them in their fingers.
Wow.
Necro, Chuck, you know what I mean? All of them. Those is my bros, and I allowed them to walk around in Glenwood because me personally, I love everybody. They was cool. I used to skateboard with them. I was a skateboarder. I get busy, like ollies, kick flips, all that. I was the only black dude in Glenwood skating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ill Bill and it was long hair, rock and roll, Metallica, and we used to chill out, and Uncle Howie and they pops had money. You know what I'm saying? So they was rock and rollers at first.
Mm-hmm.
Then they started getting into the hip hop, and I was like, yeah, these are my boys. They good money out here. You know what I'm saying? They used to walk around, and we was good. They was good money. Then they blew and nonfiction, and we toured, and me and Ill Bill, those is my bro. Those is Necro on them, but those is my family. Like if they go down, if people try to front on them, I'm with them. I'm in it. Those is my brother. Shout out to Ill Bill, everybody, man.
Yeah, I remember when I heard that song Five Boroughs, and Ill Bill goes, I grew up in Glenwood Projects. I was like, yo, that's right.
Yeah.
There. You know what I'm saying? So
I was
my favorite group.
That's my brothers, man. Like, and I mean, I was supposed to be on this new Ill Bill album, but life was just, things was happening so crazy with family and stuff. I couldn't even focus to get on that album. So I was like, nah, bro. But I'm super proud of my people, man. They get busy. Ill Bill was Network was on the Portals album that I put out on Creative Juices Music on a joint called Masha there. So you know what I mean? Ill Bill, we talk. That's my family, man.
Eugene, we can keep you held up here almost as a kidnapping charge, to be honest with you, because you have so much knowledge and so much history. And I would love to come back. And I hear that you have a birthday coming up.
Tomorrow. Right now is my birthday.
Right now, happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
Salute, man. Salute. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody, man. Yo, shout out to Nick Wiz. We got an EP out. It's done. It's coming out like tomorrow. It's called Metabolic. I produced 4. He produced 4. It's gonna be crazy, man. Trust me, crazy.
And just so you're aware, man, if you ever drive into Virginia, you said you dance house music. I'm challenging you right now to music dance.
Bro. I kill you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Listen, you'll have a hard time making it back on the show. Your legs would be so tired messing with me, bro. It'll be hard for you to get back on the show.
If you lose, you can't come back.
Bro, I appreciate y'all allowing me to bring on your show, man. Anything y'all need from me, drop some music, whatever y'all need, it's a layup, man. Don't hesitate. I send y'all all my numbers. Let's keep in contact, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
No doubt.
I have 2 more questions.
Let's do it. I'm here.
One about your old life when you were with the D-Seps. Did the D-Seps ever have conflict with the Lowlives?
It was, it was like, yo, the D-Seps over there, low lives. It was a little tension, but then, like Thurston is my bro. Like after a while, it started being like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We know they over here, they over there. It wasn't never really nothing where they was killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Low lives my people. You know what I'm saying? I used to rock Low, you know what I mean? Thirst is my boy, Big Low. Oh, everybody, man. You know what I mean? Low lives is my people, man. So it was a little conflict in the beginning, like, man, but now it's love, man. It's love, man. Shout out to all the low lives out there. Rack. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Shout out to all the low lives, man.
Will you give me a Sweet 16, my friend?
Listen. What I got for you? I got you. Who's sicker than Mr. Twist Transistor, Hand Lifter, Van with Ease, Planets Freeze when I sneeze, degrees drop, below zero, superhero, take off, face off, it's a cake walk, King Kong, get my 8 ball, I go bananas, break trees, break branches, raw calls, avalanches, squash cabins and campers, you soft as a pamper, not stable, start call with tongue attached, cables, I'm silly, not all there, I'm rare, Kyrie climbs in the air, I make them stare, spit awkward, walk with unseen forces, I dine with alien kinds, flying saucers, my mind causes, brain pop like scanners, UG holds the answers to the spark, nation's goon, the ape in the room, I go bonkers, send a spear through your armor, I'm a monster, I conquer kilometers and climb buildings, Peter Parker, Spidey sense, weird feelings, I hang from ceilings, I'm not known for irregular, running speeds that the speedometer can't register, hysteria, run for your life, Uggs coming, act strapped to back, I'm soul hunting, no fronting, take over planets, Ugg stays calm, threaten to burn earth with sun in palm, sun is gone, in his own bracket, horseback, dragging a carcass, sipping the cactus, no one can match with this individual, lyrically can't see me, I'm invisible, I'm invincible, and I'm back to smash shit like rock stars tripping on acid. Yes, sir.
It was like 24-32, but I appreciate it all, brother. Enjoy your
course.
God bless you. Thank you.
God bless your family. Salute. One love.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Of course. Whatever you need, bro.
Can you recall Phantasm owning a bike, a motorcycle, or a moped of some sort?
Yeah, he used to ride bikes, man. He used to ride little motorcycles.
Okay, were you with him when he came to Avenue K to visit these girls that lived in the building that I lived in, named Kathy and Lisa?
Yo, listen, I gotta get off right now. It's been lovely. It's been good knowing you. It's been lovely knowing you guys. Yes. I love you guys.
Take care, brother. Take care.
Y'all love y'all. Salute, man. God bless y'all, man.
Yo, one thing before you go, UJ. Hey, can we get a
I
drop?
got you.
Can we get a drop?
Of course, you can get a drop. Why not?
Yeah.
Yo, listen, this is your boy. This is your boy UG. You are now tuned in to hiphopcitizen.com. Stay focused. And if you're not focused, I come and smack you in your face. It's what it is. Hip hop is hip hop. Let's go. UG Cella Dwellas Generals. One love.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Listen, man, I love y'all. Whatever y'all need from me, I got you. Holla at me. I'll send y'all my numbers. Whatever you need. I'm going to send y'all an early copy of the EP called Metabolic. Y'all let me know what y'all think.
No doubt, bro.
Total love.
All right, one love.
Peace.
Stay safe and be well, yo. One love.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You fucking G. Yo, the history in the building.
Wow, man. Go smack your mama, man. Tell him, man. Hip Hop Citizen Livestream, UG, baby.
That was fantastic. Now that's how an interview's supposed to go, not knocking anybody else.
Hey, hey, Dave, you waited for the last minute to drop the last question.
Right, that's right. I didn't want to alienate him.
And what's so funny when he went over it with us a couple days ago? I'm like, yeah, but, got the reaction that Dave wanted, man. So,
hey, you know what that's called in the business? That's called a closer.
That's right. That's right. And let me tell you something. From hey, I remember those guys. I didn't want to really give him the details about me knowing those guys from back in the days because I wanted to see if he recognized he didn't. So that was fantastic. And I knew the history of that situation, and it was beautiful. And God bless them. I knew those guys before they even got signed. And
the funny thing is, I didn't get to tell him the story, but I remember being a kid, like playing ball in that same park he was talking about, and like I knew him as Orlando. You know what I'm saying? But I knew he was a basketball player because that's what he did. So
was he nice? Nice.
He was nice. That's how everybody knew who he was, and like he used to rock the dreads. I guess from him, he started that style with like the top up like this and the two bangs coming down at the side. That was like his thing. So everybody knew him for that. And then people in the neighborhood used to tell me, yo, he got a record deal, man. He got a record deal. And then when I heard Land of the Lost, I'm like, man, dude was fire, man. So that's like the first dude I ever seen in my life go from like, average dude around the way to mainstream artist. So that was dope.
I do know DJ enough. So, I was familiar with the ins and outs of the industry at an early age. Mm-hmm. But when also the Fushnikins. I went to Merle, so they used to hang out at Merle, Fushnikins. But before those guys ever touched the microphone together that I knew of, I met them as a child. But and he hasn't changed. He's still a straight up guy. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't think he's bigger than the industry or bigger than this small hip hop citizen a podcast we have here, broadcast we have here, and I appreciate that. Sometimes guys get big timey on us.
No doubt.
We got some exclusive, man. Him playing Jay-Z and Ball, man. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, listen.
Some classic.
Him dating.
Yeah, that was big, man. That was big. So shall we move on?
Yes, we shall, because it's 12:23 here in Brooklyn, New York, and Diva's time is now. Please.
Is it? I've just been sitting here eating Oreos, listening to you guys.
Well, why don't you come on the camera and show us you eating Oreos?
Because they're all gone now. Because I'm greedy.
Oh. Do you split the Oreos and eat the cream out and then the cookie?
No, I just eat the cookie whole because I'm greedy. Ain't anybody got time for that?
Dave had an imagination on that one.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Moving on. So we want to let the hip hop citizens know that have been rocking with us for the whole UG interview. We hope you enjoyed that and that you will share the stream. Like, share, follow, subscribe, set your notifications on so that anytime we have an exclusive interview or a big artist come on to join us, you guys are the first ones to know. If you want to participate in the news and gossip section that we're having right now, you have a link that's pinned. And you can join us, you can call in, have a discussion, because we want our citizens to feel they can participate. Right now, we've got Dialect 718, we've got Architect 7, we have David Simonism, and once in a while popping in is Don Juan the Mac. You can follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitch, and Periscope, where we do our live streams. and hope you'll continue to support us. If you'd like to help us keep the lights on, we are at $HipHopCitizen on Cash App. Tip us. So right now we're going to go into news and gossip while we have a little time left to keep everybody up. The first story we have is Swiss Beat says he was in the wrong space after calling Drake the P word. The way it went down is that he was having a chat with Busta Rhymes on his podcast that every old rapper seems to have now. And they started talking about a song from 10 years ago that got leaked somehow. Everybody's blaming Drake's people. And it got leaked and people heard it. It definitely sounds like an old Drake's, style. And Busta was saying he was a little annoyed. Well, for some reason, Swizz decided he wanted to pop off tough and was like, oh, man, Drake's a P word. He ain't nothing. Da-da-da. Drake said nothing. It was Father's Day weekend. He was with his gorgeous little boy. But his people came out of pocket and told him, you know what, keep that same energy next time you're in Toronto. And that's when Swizz got on the IG and was like, man, I was putting out the wrong energy. I was in the wrong headspace and I shouldn't have said that. Thoughts and opinions.
Well, like I said to anybody that would listen when I discussed this topic, I said that was the most Rough Rider thing Swizz had ever done, and Swizz family is the head of Rough Riders organization as a record label and as the bikers as well. I mean, his cousin Dean had a horrible accident on a motorcycle early in the early late 90s. And Swizz has always been a gentleman in the music industry, as far as I've heard. I've never heard any bad thing about him. And by him getting that Drake, it seemed to initiate Swizz into the Rough Riders organization and gang.
Anybody else?
I don't know that I have one, honestly, about it. I'm not. I'm not too much. I don't lean too much towards Drake. So I don't know. I don't know that I have any thoughts on it. I should say it's not in my sphere of influence. I should say.
Okay. Dialect, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with Swizz. Not that Drake is a pussy or anything like that. I just think, like he said, he was on one. You know how us New Yorkers get, man. We nice. We're talking. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just like, a slip of the tongue. He just said what he said, and he realized, I said that in the heat of the moment. I apologize. I don't think Drake did anything wrong.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
A new school artist like Drake, old school. I don't like using the word old school. Hip hop legend like Busta Rhymes, and the late legendary producer Jay Dilla on the track. I mean, that shit should have been released a long time ago, if you ask me. I think Drake did Busta Rhymes solid by releasing that joint, and I thought it was hot too.
I think the Drake that you see now is not the Drake that it used to be.
Yeah, he's definitely changed up his style. He's champagne poppy now. Before, he was trying to come out hard, and he was doing the singing and the rapping. And then you turn around, and he's got a totally different style. 10 years ago, that's almost ancient history in the rap world. So for Busta to be annoyed, okay, you're annoyed. You weren't told it was going to be quote unquote leaked. But for Swizz to come out of pocket and just be like 0 to 10 like that, I was like, you need some St. John's wort. What's wrong with you?
Well, Swizz is really, really close with Funkmaster Flex. And I think I'm the only one that still calls him Funkmaster Flex. Everybody else calls him Funk Flex. And a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, Drake came out his face very disrespectful to Flex and called him the P word. It could have been a little retaliation there from Swizz, who've known. I mean, when Swizz was a child coming into the game and his record was played, Flex played him first. So they got a very strong bond.
Okay, I see what you're saying there. So I just call this tofu beef. I mean, everybody's bored. They've been quarantining. They're in the house, and they got too much time on their hands. They're just thinking up stuff to fight about now.
I don't know why I envision Drake behind like 3 or 4 people screaming, "You's a pussy." Wait, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not in front of everybody saying it. He's like in the background screaming it. I don't know. I don't know
while
why.
his
Said it to Flex on a Instagram live. They were both in the same chat room per se, and Drake dropped the insult on Flex. Now, speaking of Swiss, I would like to let everyone know that Hiphopcitizen will be broadcasting the versus battle between Jadakiss and not to step on you, Diva.
No,
Jadakiss
you're fine.
and Fabulous, the Brooklyn owned Fabulous. And you can check it out Monday evening at 8 p.m. I believe it's supposed to start.
I believe so.
Yeah.
We should be coming on the air at what time, guys? 1:45?
1:45.
Quarter till. Yeah.
Okay. And join us. So hit the subscribe button so you will be notified exactly when we come on air. And that following Tuesday, we will be having another musical instrument played with Architect. I'm not sure.
Great show. Another great show, Dave, is all it is. Another great show.
Yes. So we're getting you broadcasting live all next week almost. Catch us.
All right, let me help David out with the schedule. So on this is the Cornerstone Show. You're listening to Friday Night Live, where we handle birthdays, interviews, hip hop, born days, and anniversaries. We also cover news and gossip. Then on Sunday, we have our Sunday special report that starts 8 p.m. These are all Eastern Standard for anybody listening internationally. These are Eastern Standard at 8 p.m., where we talk about topics that are hip hop adjacent. On Monday this week, we will be covering the versus battle, where your official bootleg versus station. That'll be Fabulous and Jadakiss. Set your money down now on Jada. And on Tuesday, we're going to have the Bash Brothers mix. That's right. Our DJ mixes are always popping at 8 p.m., also Eastern Standard. Our lunchtime mix is on Friday, I believe at noon with DJ Unknown. And you never know what other impromptu shows we may come up with. So absolutely, like David said, have your notifications set. Like, subscribe, friend, follow, everything on every platform. Let your friends know that you're having a good old time here at Hiphopcitizen, and hit us on the Cash App with the tips. $ Hiphopcitizen.
Thank you.
So T.I. is going to lecture at Clark Atlanta University. Who is letting this fool teach other people?
Well,
Did she say this fool?
well, it's a common thing, right? I mean, we see this often. I mean, Mad Skills, KRS-One. I mean, the list goes on and on. A lot of artists are getting these. What do you call those things?
Adjunct professor position.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so why not T.I.? I mean, he can pronounce expeditiously better than anybody.
I want him to spell it at this point.
It's all virtual now, so he won't be in front of a classroom per se. Attire. He won't have a suede sweater with a velour sweater with suede patches on the elbows. So go
ahead.
He can definitely teach the art of rapping.
No, actually, the class is going to be the business of trap music.
Well, trap music. He could definitely teach the art of trap music. That's for sure.
So what is the business of trap music, though, Don Juan? How is that a business that he can teach a class on with Dr. Melva K. Williams this fall?
Yeah, I'm lost.
And you're asking me like I'm a trap expert, I guess?
I'm just asking you, like, in terms of like a business professional, what is the business of trap music?
Well, I was going to ask, is there a future in trap music?
First, we got to identify what trap music is. And that's a class in itself. That's 101. So 102, I guess, is the business portion.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't figure out what he's going to walk up there and say other than like tell stories and talk about his deal maybe. And like, I don't know. This sounds like some MLM stuff. Like, you too can be a trap music rapper. Here's how in 10 easy steps. Just buy the cassette series for $99.99.
You know what a trap house is, Diva?
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore they're identifying the element of trapping and association with hip.
Sounds so crazy.
So what you have to do now is you have to realize the elements of trapping and the formula of hip hop and how it controls together and makes millions of dollars. Let me tell you, no one has a car garage like the Trap Kings, Migos. You seen that guy? What's his name?
Mr. Cardi B.
Yes,
Offset.
Cardi B. He Offset. I mean, he has a garage full of cars that trap music has brought him. So, you know, there's somebody out there that's interested in learning, just like somebody's out there interested in learning programming and algorithms and things like that, because it makes a fortune.
See, my thing is, if you're going to teach him, really teach him, because if he has all that money, that's from advances from the record company or the drug money he made beforehand. Like, that doesn't mean he's liquid.
Who said anything about whoa, hey, take it easy.
Oh, like we're not all adults here.
We say it's trap.
Rubber band, man.
I'm curious what the textbooks look like.
Yo.
CDs, my friend, CDs.
Hey, Miss Grace Martin. We want to say hi to our listeners that are out there. We have Miss Grace Martin that came in. You are never late. Wherever you go, you are on time, my dear.
Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to our friends out in Medellin, Colombia. It's always
Medellin.
Sorry. Is that how you pronounce it? Okay.
Medellin.
There you go. Shout out to our international followers as well. We love don't forget the hashtag, like, share, and comment.
Yeah, we're sorry we're up so late for you guys. I know it's late in South America, so thank you. Hit us on the replay. A lot of people we get on the replay, so thank you for coming in and checking it out. We know it's a long replay, but I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Well, you know one thing you didn't do, Diva?
What's that?
You didn't give a promo for the special report on Sunday.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I didn't hear about the media.
Yeah, I just talk fast.
All right, well, let me help you out. So Sunday, Diva's doing a special report on media literacy, and that will feature Gabriel Tolliver out of Cleveland, who worked with Yo MTV Raps and was a huge contributor to the evolution of hip hop on Netflix. Is that good?
Yes, thank you.
That's wonderful.
And I tell you honestly, that is equivalent to T.I. teaching trap music to kids.
I beg to differ.
Atlanta's calling Dave. Atlanta's calling Dave.
Please, Atlanta can bring it, because I'm like, I will argue this all day. I wish I could take him seriously, but I can't. We want to shout out to you, Sherry T. We want to shout out to Micah. We want to shout out to all our listeners. And now I want to challenge somebody to pronounce Gary's last name, because I look at it all the time and I'm like, how does he say that?
It's Polish. Z's are like cha.
Right?
Yes, if you can Z, it's a cha sound. So I know
we're taking bets, because we're like,
all right, Cincinnati.
Oh, is that Szynski? I thought it was Szynski.
Okay.
Chizniski?
Szynski, right?
Szynski. Okay, that's closest. That's the closest.
Szynski.
Okay. Szynski. I'm with John. It's Szynski.
You may need to call in and tell us how to pronounce it.
We're up here butchering this man's name for fun.
He's a little verbal breakdown, like kind of put dash in between the letters where the accents are.
Yeah, we need it phonetically.
Yeah. There you go. Phonetically, sorry.
We're sorry, Gary. You know we love you. That's why we're picking at you, because we see you all the time supporting us. So thank you so much for all our hardcore fans that are out there, and our top fans, which happen to be Micah Messi Mitchell and Brian Raganese.
Yo. Shut up. Hey. I just found out it was black.
Nobody's going to mention the fact that John Hart disappeared after coming on the air last week. I needed his recap on what's going on.
There you go. See, look, he's breaking it down for us. Here we go.
Sis.
There we go. What's next? Let's see what he got next.
Poor Gary.
Be careful with the next syllable. Niz.
Szynski. That's what I said.
Wait, where?
He hasn't said it yet.
Szynski. I'm telling you, it's Szynski.
Yeah, now you're telling us. Why I oughta?
Gary's having a big old time. We love our citizens. We love interacting with you. That's why we really want to talk to you. So call in on the link that you see in below. We'll put you in the green room if Juan hasn't drank all of the blueberry punch, and then we can interact with our fellow hip hop citizens.
Moving on.
Now, this last story is one that we have been arguing about all week. For those who are not familiar, this involves NASCAR. We don't mind if you leave now. So, NASCAR driver Bubba Wallace is the only African American driver in the main series, like in the Cup series. And he earlier this week, or I think last week, claimed that a noose was found hanging in his stall. Now, it's important to remember that out of 11,000 stalls, there are 1,684 at this track, and his stall was the only one that had this particular knot in the garage. So he called everybody. The FBI came out and investigated. He said, this is a message that they're sending because I'm black. All the drivers came out on the field in solidarity. Richard Petty was there to show that they were standing with him. Well, after the FBI investigation and the internal investigation, it was determined that it was not a noose. They are referring to it as a garage door pull. And so the FBI decided there was no hate crime involved. The NASCAR president is the one who put out the stats about, 1,684 stalls. 11 of them have ropes as garage pulls, but his was the only one tied like this as a noose. And so Bubba is standing by what he said. Now, of course, the conservatives and Republicans and everybody else that's haters had a field day with this. I mean, the memes, I'm sorry, they're funny. The memes were funny. But people are doubting his integrity now. They're saying he's another Jussie Smollett. You screamed fire in a crowded theater. You're the boy who cried wolf. We don't even believe you anymore. His record in NASCAR has also come into question. From the record that we looked up, he hasn't even been in the top 10 only 3 times since his rookie year. And he just came into NASCAR 2 years ago. His rookie year was 2018. So the story here is this a noose or a garage door pull? Go.
Look,
I'll just like to interject here real quick. Let me get this off because I have really nothing to say about the situation there, except this. He clearly got that job NASCAR driving from his name. It's a name recognition job. Bubba Wallace, they didn't know he was black until they met him. Okay, they just looked at his application and said, "Oh, bring him in. Oh, he must be a fast car or race car driver." And he needs to change his name. He needs to change his name to Ali or Malik or something, Sharif, something. Let everybody know he's African American. Jump.
So, quick question: Is Bubba
Malik Rashad Wallace?
So is Bubba the white equivalent of Junebug?
Absolutely. You don't meet a white Junebug, and you're not supposed to meet a black Bubba.
Okay.
Now I'm in the South. I'm in the South, and I will say most Bubbas are usually of the Caucasian persuasion. So this was already a first for me. So in my estimate, we were arguing about this the other day at a team meeting, and I'm leaning towards John if he still has this opinion. This is a garage door pull because look at where it is. It's next to the garage door.
My thing is this. No. Yes, it is a noose.
That is not a noose.
It's a noose. But a noose is the way that a rope is tied. Yes, in America, it's known for, of course, the lynching and what have you. But I've seen that rope tied like that. I've worked in garages. I'm not going to say it looked that nice, but it was definitely a noose that I used to pull the garage door down when I was in my working my blue collar job.
Look, that's a pretty noose, and that took a lot of skill.
So that's just where I'm at. And I'm not saying that there's no racism in NASCAR. I think we'd be a fool to think there wasn't, but.
Right. Oh, here come the memes.
Hey,
dude.
Did you see how big that noose was? Somebody
the internet does not. This is where
the internet is winner of all time. The internet will roast you regardless.
I love it.
if someone was to accidentally put they head through that what do they call it? What's the technical?
The loop. The loop.
The loop. If someone put their head in that loop and the garage door was to go up, there would be a hanging. Believe me.
So how he gonna get his head in the loop though? He gonna slip and trip on an oil spill and end up in the news?
That's
it.
Y'all need to go somewhere. What's this other one he put up?
This is
he got all the memes. Put up all the memes. You got to just keep putting the memes up because they roasted him, and it wasn't just Republicans. I'm not going to say that because they saw an opportunity to clown somebody, and the internet will not let that opportunity pass by. They clown this dude.
This is where I love the internet when you get stuff like this, but I don't love it when it drops the UG interview. You know what I'm saying? I love it when it's this type stuff.
Well,
breaking. Bubba Wallace finds burnt cross in his garage stall. And for those that can't see it, this is a tire iron or like a tire bar.
It's a lug wrench. Now, what is why would they want to do Juicy Smollett? What did Dave Chappelle call him? Juicy Smollett?
Jussie Smollett.
What say that?
Jussie Smollett.
No. What did Dave Chappelle call him? Call him Juicy.
Juicy Smollett.
They should not put the two of them together because it also it distracts from the fact that there is a racist culture in NASCAR that they're trying to get rid of. You understand? The Juicy Smollett incident is a court situation where he's being charged for actually committing a crime. Bubba Wallace, that's his name. I don't know if his mother gave it to him, but that's his name. He's actually facing centuries of racism in a sport that he shouldn't be forced out of. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't get the Juicy Smollett combination.
So I think from a bigger, just looking at the broader, I'm like, okay, they got rid of the rebel flag, right? What perfect timing to find the news. And the only black man that's in NASCAR's garage, right? You got rid of you're losing audience because you're getting rid of the rebel or Confederate flag, and now all of a sudden you find this news, and I'm like, racism is big business. I feel like it's it could be used for a promotional tool as well.
Not here. Black people do not care about NASCAR. There might be some outliers, but we are not interested in watching 4 hours of cars turn left. Miss me with that.
And I'm not saying that they do. I'm just saying big business will attempt anything and everything to get some coin. That's all I'm saying.
No, there's no doubt about that.
I'm saying that the person that assigned that garage to Bubba Wallace should be fired or stepped down because it was clearly a threat or clearly a indication that he's alone in the sport.
I mean, that's why they came out and did the walk on the track with him to show solidarity. But my thing is, you shouldn't trust anybody because in that crowd somewhere is the person who did it. So you need to look, like Grace was saying, you need to look over your shoulder and be aware of your surroundings because no.
But I think my thing is this, right? So they said that noose was there for a year. Am I correct? Was he in that same garage for that length?
I'm not sure of the timeline.
No,
not from what I'm aware. The president of NASCAR said that he was assigned that stall when he showed up to play that, to do that race. You get assigned a certain thing. And out of 1,684 stalls, there's 11 that use that rope pull, and his is the only one that had that knot style.
Mm.
But here's the thing. I think when it comes to certain things like this, like, certain things you could say it's racist, but you can't prove it. But I think given the climate or given the significance of what it represents, you should just say to yourself, that's not what it was meant for, but we understand how somebody can take it that way. So we'll switch it out. You know what I'm saying? It's just simple like that.
Yeah.
NASCAR is $1 billion business. You mean to tell me they need a rope tied to the garage doors to close it? They should be automatic. You should be able to clap your hands and the garage doors go up and down. What are you playing with? Don't get me started.
Yeah, as much money as they make, you know what I'm saying? Just to avoid any confusion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would take it more seriously if they had found it like in the middle of the garage or on the seat in his car or something obvious. But if you're just hanging it next to the garage door, my context would be to look up. Like,
And then
what is it tied to? If it's tied to the garage roll, obviously it's a pull.
right, and then the big thing too is that's NASCAR. NASCAR's got a shit ton of cameras. There's so many regulations on those cars.
Right.
Too. Like you've got video somewhere of somebody if this is malicious intent or just doing it for it to be a garage pool. You got somebody on camera.
That's what the FBI was supposed to be looking at, and nobody has released either footage or said specifically they saw anything on that tape about somebody standing there with a balaclava on, tying the noose and hanging it up like and rubbing their hands together. Like nobody has said they found that. They just concluded the investigation, said it wasn't a racially motivated quote unquote attack, and moved on their merry way. So now it's up for people to debate and make memes about.
Well, the FBI and most authorities say that the most easiest conclusion is actually the accurate conclusion. So when they got a slew of individuals saying that this is a pulley for the gate and not a noose to scare Bubba Wallace, they go with that because that is, he only has that one incident. Now, if it was reoccurring incidents like that, then they would have a leg to stand on. But since it was this one incident, that's why I said the individuals that signed the garages should step down or be fired because that person should have did their due diligence and not offend Bubba Wallace and his.
And I know Don Juan is in his living room hissing and spitting because he wanted to talk about this so bad.
Yeah, like I agree with Dave. You know what I'm saying? If that's the garage that houses his car and he feels uncomfortable with that device being there or that contraption being there, just remove it. Say you understand why he's upset or understand the.
You can tie it in a different knot. You know, it doesn't have to.
I'd untie it. If it was my garage, I'd just untie that shit. And yeah, I'd call people out, but I'd just do it my damn self.
I would have said,
Yeah, I would have been like, who did this? And then turn around, retied it, and just went about my merry way. But because he already is feeling threatened because of the heightened tension, like you said, of the times, he ran screaming with it. And I'm like, some things you can't do that with. But what Dave was talking about, I was going to say, what Dave is talking about is Occam's razor. Like the simplest solution is usually the right one. Right. So the simple conclusion is that's a garage door pull.
Occam's razor, very good. Thank you. I forgot all about
the garages, and that's the only one.
Yeah, I mean, and then Dave, if we're talking about the comment, Dave said he would have set fire to it, and here we go now. Now we're rioting now. See how this works?
Please don't set fire to race cars. Hiphopcitizen does not endorse looting, rioting, or burning.
Arsoning. That's exactly what
we arson. We do not endorse those things. Shout out to Freddie Gutierrez. He's actually letting us know that he and his 3 friends are listening. They like listening to the program for the directors and the commentaries. Thank you so much. He is calling out of Colombia. And Gary, breaking news, told us it is Sis in Ski.
Yes, and Miss Martin is here holding us down. She's been
as she always does, and she's saying, "I'm happy the world has seen it." I mean, the world is tuned in. Like we're living in an age, and we're going to talk about this on Sunday, where you can know what happened in DC living in Mozambique, and you can know it in 5 minutes. And we're so interconnected that the world saw it. And everybody, was hashtagging I stand with Bubba on Twitter, and it was trending because now the world can see that America's not that shining bastion and beacon of, equal opportunity and lovey-dovey melting pot stuff. No, we're a mixing bowl of fucked upness.
Well, the awakening is upon us.
I hate when you do that.
I've actually heard
it's facts. The whole world is watching. You can't run. The information's happening so fast they can't put it under the rug no more. It's a beautiful thing. If people take control of the situation and really push for what we want, we can get it. But we just got to join forces. All this division got to stop.
Hey, they're not even accepting American passports anymore. I can't even travel.
I know there are certain countries that, because of the COVID-19 response in America, there are certain countries that want to close their borders to American travelers. And I know somebody commented that Jamaica is one country that wants to go back to doing that, because Jamaica said we had 0 COVID cases. When we reopened for tourists, 14 people showed up and they ended up with 19 cases of COVID.
Damn.
And
Okay,
that's
so
an island. That's a small island.
we're gonna discuss RoboCop, or we're just gonna let that meme go by.
Oh no, we got it.
What RoboCop?
Oh, you ever heard?
Talking about the tough guy cop that everybody to the fight. There we go.
Okay, let me know if y'all can hear this.
Oh, him? Oh, please talk about this. Please talk about this.
Of some clown with a camera running his mouth to an officer. I think it was in New York, and calling him a bitch and a punk, and take that badge and gun off and let's fight. So here's my question: a lot of you clowns like to do that. Y'all really think we hide behind our badges and guns? And a lot of us obviously we can't fight. That's what y'all think, right? Okay. So how about if we come up with a system that the officer signs a waiver, you sign a waiver, and put your camera down. We put our badge and gun down, and let's step in the ring. Let's see how many of you would actually sign up, since y'all, you feel like we're a punk behind our badges and guns. I'll sign a waiver. How many of you gonna step in the ring with me? I'll wait.
A few moments later.
So I've been getting all kind of messages and friend requests and all that good stuff. Guys, listen, it's pointless. Okay, I'm getting all type of professional boxers that have been boxing for 300 years and decide, okay, well, because this cop said this, I want to fight him. And that's the wrong answer. If you want to fight me, that's because I did something to you. Right now, half of you guys are running off at the mouth because of what I do for a living, but you've never personally met me, and I've never done anything to you, nor me. So if you want to get in the ring, make sure you have a valid reason besides what I do for a living.
My sentiments exactly.
Shout out to Buck Nasty.
He came out so buff and swole with the Under Armour, the Rock gear. He had his headphones. So he was red to go. Then Devin Haney, a featherweight or lightweight champion, man's 135 pounds, on Twitter said, "I will gladly welcome you to this beating." Another guy, who was it? MMA fighter, jumped up there too. Verified boxers and fighters. He's right. Lined up. And he started backpedaling and windmilling. He's like, oh, well, what I meant was that he had all these terms and conditions when everybody started lining up. They were like, bet.
But you know what he went wrong? When he said for his, it should be more reasons than just his job. It was his job that he was defending. So in reality, he has no reason to even have a conflict with anybody if it's not about his job. His job is what he was defending. And that's what people have a problem with, his job.
Right. And the fun, you remember Shannon Briggs, right? The boxer, Shannon Briggs. So, he's on this Let's Go Champ, and on his Instagram, he mentioned that cat. And if you know who Shannon Briggs is, I'm sure homeboy does not want to face that.
This is my thing.
Mike Tyson to a exhibition fight.
Yeah, he did.
Mike Tyson's trying to come back. Him and Holyfield, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is what people need to understand. Big does not equal strong. And let me tell you why. Because you have to be focused and precise when you're boxing. That is a sport for a reason. You can't just be 245 pounds on chicken legs and think you're going to get in a ring with somebody who does this all day, every day. So old boy would have climbed in a ring with like Manny Pacquiao. I can't say it right. And he would have got tore down.
Yeah, shout out to, what's his name? Gary Szynski for saying, what did the 5 fingers say to the face?
I think RoboCop was looking for more of a WWE type of endorsement.
He really thought somebody as big as him or one of these little hipster protesters out in front of Starbucks or something was the one that was going to show up. He didn't understand that even those protesters can wear him out. You get with the boys from the hood, that's, carrying a Little Scissors pizza and a blunt, and that's ready to put down the blunt, but keep the pizza to fight you. Oh, you done picked the wrong one.
Anyone can get it.
Now,
anyone can get it.
Didn't he also have a group of other pictures? He was like, they kind of showed him flossing or whatever in the car.
Oh my God. So this is what happened. So one of my favorite comedians, shout out to Kev on Stage, he dug deep into this guy's like TikTok and Twitch. This dude is constantly on social media, even in his car, right? And then he found a bunch of TikTok videos where this guy is like doing the fork and the garbage disposal dance. He's doing a bunch of TikTok challenges. I'm like, bruh.
Well, shout out to him because he gave us something to talk about. And unfortunately, we're towards the end of the show. I don't know if we're going to play out with the Cella Dwellas.
I got a UG joint, a solo UG joint from his last album, Portals.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we got Sunday night coming up with the special report with Architect and Diva. We got Monday night coming up with the Fabulous and Jada Kids battle. A lot of content coming your way from Hip Hop Citizens. Please join us next time. I'm David Simonism. You can find me on every platform except Twitter because we're still fighting. Thank you.
And Architect 7, you could find me at Instagram, and my Facebook page is now live and functional. Catch my trolltastic ways there. And you guys have a good night.
Word, and I'm Dialect 718. You can find me at Dialect 718 on Instagram and Twitter. DIALEKT 718, and I'm on Facebook on Hip Hop Citizens.
You ain't on Snapchat?
Nah,
he's not on the Snapchat yet.
I never learned how to master that. Like I get lost.
And of course,
so go ahead, Dewan. You gonna close us out?
Well, no, I was gonna say you ladies first, but
okay.
And I thought,
we can never keep it straight. So I'm Diva. These are the views. I'm at Diva. It's Diva Views on Instagram. Diva Views Citizen on Facebook, and Sunday special report 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you there. Let's close it out with Mr. Don Juan the Mac.
I was gonna say, Diva. First of all, thank you. You're a lifesaver. I can't tell you. Everyone knows how much you are to us. And I am Don Juan the Mac. You always find me on Instagram and everywhere Hip Hop Citizen is. That's where we'll be. And thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, UG. Love the show, bro.
Mad props to UG. And thanks to all of you at Hip Hop Citizen as well. Thank you guys. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Right, so let me jump into this video.
Namaste.
Tip us on the Cash App. Hip Hop Citizen Cash App.
Yeah, this is UG's single Broken Vessels from his 2016 first solo album called Portals. So I'm gonna jump right into that one. And peace.
Rhyming flows. To flow unevenly or unsteadily, you have to put yourself in some type of
Yeah. They say I'm godlike, no. Odd when the right flows, your life goes. When the squeeze, the right flow, you might grow. Mini, semi-auto, bot, Optimus Prime, metallic, Megatron, gun on, legged arm, prepare to swarm, castle, tackle, get grappled by Adam's apple, watch the shrapnel, go frag, grenade, poor hero, flashback calls me a whole kilo, go below, water, Navy SEAL, Submariner, Prince Nemo, aim for, target, artists, cause marsh pit, armbar, test cartilage, spark kids, brain cells when I'm spitting, destroying minds like television, change the channel. You know I get pity when I spit these flows, huh? There he goes again, he's murdering the track with the flows again, his caskets and black clothes again. You know I get pity when I spit these flows, huh? There he goes again. He's murdering the track with the flows again. His caskets and black clothes again. I'm a beast, I'm back, your boys barbaric. Bars break bones, you moan, call paramedics. Avalanches, mudslides, robotic arm crab rib. Crush side, I roam the forest. Men with Mother Nature, extend hand, you choke. Darth Vader, Arc Raider, search for tablets, trench coat Inspector Gadget, go, limb stretch, grab tree, I'm a villain, Kill men for shillings. I'm willing. Feelings. None, heartless, Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dolly Parton. I just said that, but it sound hot though. Crush skulls like a taco, Don Morocco. I'm in the street like a pothole. Crush vatos, fly off the top rope. I'm Randy Savage, yes. You know I get pity when I spit these flows. There he goes again. He's murdering the track with the flows again. His caskets and black holes again. You know I get pity when I spit these flows. There he goes again. He's murdering the track with the flows again. His caskets and black holes again.